Welcome. I'm getting hugged by my horse Smokey. I'm Caroline Best of the Tao of Horsemanship, and this video topic is about the secrets to being successful with horses. I do have my cheat sheet as usual, due to all the interruptions that you guys can create and to keep me from rambling. So being successful with horses is more than just knowing technique, learning new skill sets, and experience. And I know as a fellow clinician myself and a YouTuber with my own channel, and of course I have tons of online courses and a whole training program that I offer, I know how overwhelming it can be when you're looking for answers in your horsemanship and in your training and in your riding and you're searching, and there's so many of us out there that have so much information. But all of that information isn't going to work if you don't have the secrets to being successful with horses. So no matter what technique I give you or someone else or tip or trick, it's not going to solve some of the most common and complex training challenges that we face. And even if you follow a program like I offer, a complete program on starting and restarting horses, you still have to have these 3 secrets to make it work. So I'm not saying that to be successful with horses you don't want to follow a training curriculum or system or program. You need to. Everybody needs to learn the steps, the building blocks. Whether you want to learn how to ride with balance and fluidity, or you want to be able to learn ground exercises, including liberty with your horse, you want to learn how to lunge correctly for self-carriage and balance, or you just want to learn, like I said, how to start or restart horses, you've got to have a curriculum. That's definite. You got to know the steps to educating yourself and your horses. But the 3 secrets are all about consistency, number 1, and in this order, repetition and reward. The relationship you have with your horse is going to be the biggest motivating factor to being successful. Now I know that there are a lot of training methods out there, traditional, conventional training methods, where the reward is minimalized, meaning you might give your horse a pat or you might give your horse a treat, but they don't focus or emphasize on positive reinforcement as much as they should, and they don't emphasize or focus on the relationship that you create with your horse. And for me in my work, the relationship is everything. That's what makes training so easy, not simple, because there's a lot to training correctly, but easier. And while the relationship might be in this chronological order the last thing, it's there for a reason, because so many of us that want a gentler, more holistic, compassionate way of working with horses have a tendency to not over-prioritize relationship, because relationship is number 1, and you should start there. But we have a tendency to get lost in the leadership part of it, in being clear with our horses. And we think, well, if I just love my horse and I pet them and I tell them how much I love them and I just spend time with them, that's enough for the relationship, and it's not. So that gets a little more complicated. So I don't want to go off on that, because I did speak about it in one of the prior videos to this event. So let's get back to consistency. Let's get back to repetition and how important they are. That's also what sets a really good trainer apart from just your average trainer or when you're learning how to train. You've got to have consistency, you've got to have repetition, and for me the secret glue is that amazing relationship where your horses want to be with you, they leave their food for you. Smokey was hugging me. If I'd opened up the door, he would have pulled me into his chest and tried to wrap a leg around me. And that's what they'll all do because of this this strong relationship that I've created with them. So also, I want to add another secret to all of this. And it's not just a secret to the success of horses, it's a secret for you, that you actually can do all three of these things in 15 minutes or less with your horse. It's how you do them. It's the quality, not the quantity, of everything you do. So even if you can only see your horse 3 times a week, or all the time you have because it's so icy and cold out, is to bring them in the morning and feed them and go to work and then come home and feed them and take care of them. There's so much you can do in 15 minutes. There's so much you could do if you're consistent and repetitious and you show up the same way all the time. And everything you do balances love and leadership. Your relationship, everything you do gives you an opportunity. So I'm going to bring out, I'll probably bring Sundance out. She needs a good grooming, and she's the best one at this right now. Come here, baby girl. Come here, Bib. Come on, sweetheart. It's a good girl. So Sundance is a schoolmaster. She has a ton of experience with me in this way, my method, and she's going to come out like all of my horses do at Liberty, because this is part of, I only have, 15 minutes. So once you have studied someone and you have an idea of the building blocks to your training with your horse, or your learning, like I said, it could be you want to learn how to ride better. So it has nothing to do with horses, it just has to do with you. You've got to take that curriculum. So you have to study a curriculum, because you've got to take those building blocks. And each building block can be a 15-minute exercise. So if all I focus on is asking my horse to join me in her mind, which is her eyes, in her body, which is hooking on, and her heart, if I just spend 15 minutes repeating this, here's our consistency. We show up this way every time we are together. That's consistency. I'm repetitious, meaning right now I need her to be connected to me in mind, body, and heart, while I spend 15 minutes grooming her. So here's your 15 minutes. Hi, Ledge. Oh, you've got to get the baby. You've got to get these 3. No, the 3 stooges, my 3 thoroughbreds, who want attention also. I love it. So again, I'm demonstrating in less than 15 minutes, taking one building block, which is to my training method, which is getting your horse to connect with you, join you in mind, body, in soul, in her heart. And if she were to get distracted or leave me, I would bring her back, reinforce that, get her to turn around, come, and just keep reinforcing that. There's my consistency and my repetition and my reward. The reward is you. The reward is taking the time during this entire process of 15 minutes to pay attention to her, to love on her, to give her your heart, touch her with love, find out where she likes to be groomed and and scratched, find out what your horse enjoys the most. Now I need her with me, not with Legend. Sundance loves to be pampered. She loves a bath. Her favorites are her mane and her tail. In the winter, she gets a drier skin, and she's real sensitive to the brushing. I can brush her really hard in the summer with a hard brush, but you got to know your horse. So here's all your opportunities to slow things down in your 15 minutes. Slow it down and get the quality. Feel of your horse, for your horse. Make this so rewarding for them. That's why she comes out at Liberty. It's not because I make her, because she knows how good, oh, look how dry she is, static cling. She knows how good this is. And this is something that she likes. Find out where your horse's high babies, what they enjoy when you're grooming them the most, where their scratchy spots, itchy spots are. Do they like their tail done, their mane done? Take your time in your 15 minutes. You keep doing this, and this building block, especially with my training curriculum, leads into everything. Leads into your liberty, leads into your lunging, and definitely the riding is one that I teach. So again, for me, working with over 2,000 horses, especially restarts and trauma cases, this works, look at them, beautifully, every time. And it's breakfast right now, and it's cold, you guys, and these horses choose to be with us right now more than their hay, their alfalfa hay, believe it or not. So working with over 2,000 horses and mostly trauma and restarts, being consistent with them, being repetitious, breaking down the building blocks to our training together, and tons of reward and relationship. And we always have consistency, repetition, and reward in everything, all of our building blocks, all of our exercises. Hey, sweet girl. And that's how you're going to become successful with horses. When you can shift your paradigm and change the way you think about training and the way you work with a horse, the way you show up with a horse, it's going to be just phenomenal. It's going to shift and change everything. Make it easier for you, especially slowing down. It'll be easier to identify problems before they get worse, stop them, interrupt them, change them, redirect them. It's a good girl. Yes, it feels so good. So if your horse wants to be with you, and you slow down and take the time to feel of them and think more about how they are feeling in the work and what they need to motivate them in the work, it's going to change everything. Be consistent. Let's say she was new to this, in being challenging. I'd put her back in the stall where we had a structured space. I would not have her out here loose. If I have to keep reminding her to come back to me and connect and stay quiet, then I know we have more work to do. And, she's shedding. Even work, I could put her in a halter right now in a lead rope, and I could reinforce that sense of discipline and structure, even in the 15 minutes. So I hope that was some help to you all, and thank you. May you always be one with your horse. Caroline Best, Sundance. You can find me on the TaoofHorsemanship.com.